statistical, mathematical fact
never has been down.
has broken every single record. There is no asset that has come close.
It's the only thing in the industry that was not touched, that was not hacked, and it never fails doing what it promised in 2009. It's never
What's
failed.
the best performing asset the world has ever seen? And you'll find out that it's Bitcoin.
Traders, Bitcoiners, supporters, subscribers, haters, Bitcoin negators, all of you. I don't care who you are. You're welcome from every corner of the earth. You're welcome from every city, every country. All right. Welcome to another live talk on my favorite topic today, Bitcoin. We're going to talk about a very fascinating topic. So I want you to get yourselves ready, grab the beverage of your choice, grab something to take notes with, and let's delve into this. It is a Saturday, so I do not want to keep you a very long time, but I think this is going to be a very, very, very fascinating topic for you. So come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. You know, I like to make sure we get a couple of hundred people logged on first before we start delving into the material, just to give everyone an opportunity to get settled, grab their drink, grab their pen, their paper, or their cell phones to take notes with. So come on in. In the meantime, guys, let me know where you're coming in from, okay? Where are you piping in from, guys? What country? I'm looking at your comments here. What country, what city, what part of the world are you coming in from? All right? Boom. Yes, welcome, Darren. Welcome, Calvin. Glad to see you guys. Trader behavior. Boom. I love it. U.S. Virgin Islands in the house. Look at that. I'm going to try to share some of these. This is crazy. Going by so fast. Texas in the house. London is in the house. Wow. Virgin Islands in the house. Woo. Miami is, I can't even do this, guys. You're too fast for me. Miami's in the house. Canada's in the house. Wow. All right. Awesome. Suriname, Minnesota, New Jersey, Brazil. Wow. Yes, I love it. I love it. Guys, I can't even share. India's in the house. Wow. All right. North Carolina from Long Island. All right. Welcome, North Carolina from Long Island. I hope you guys are safe over there. Eddie, UK. Guys, this is crazy. India, Baja California, Washington State. Woo. I love it. Orlando, Cleveland, Brazil, Egypt. Nice. Venezuela is in the house. Awesome. Cuba is in the house. Woo. This is crazy. Medellin. Oh, God. Netherlands. I love it. Holland. Welcome, Holland. Rio. Guys, we can start now. We can start. Rio is in the house. That is actually what I was waiting for. I was waiting for Rio to be in the house. So we can start now, guys. There's 275 people logged on live. This is streaming live across all platforms. No, it is not recorded. It is actually live. So ask your questions away. You can ask anything your heart's desire. Your heart desires. I'm a big boy. Even if you think the question might be a little rude or something like that, trust me, I can handle myself. So you ask away. All right. All right. Now, today, I want to talk to you about something that I've actually spoken about on a variety of occasions, but mostly with my Bitcoiners. And when I say my Bitcoiners, I do sort of have a master Bitcoin club. We've had this club since early 2020. My club members, we all piled into Bitcoin for the very first time at the same time and have continued to stack and build our stacks from March of 2020 all the way to now. That's what I'm referring to when I talk about my Bitcoiners, the ones who have been with me through the last cycle, month by month, quarter by quarter, day by day, dip by dip, bear market by bear market. bull market by bull market. All right. So I've had this conversation largely with my Bitcoiners, but I think it's something that I really want to share more generally. And I think you'll find it very fascinating, right? So we all know, or most of you watching should know, that every 4 years, right, the Bitcoin protocol goes through what it's called its halving or halving. You choose the way you want to pronounce that, right? So every 4 years or every 210,000 Bitcoin blocks occur on average about 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes we have a block. After 210,000 of those blocks, which comes out to roughly every 4 years, more or less, right? Bitcoin cuts its issuance rate in half. So, for instance, Bitcoin started producing 50 Bitcoin per block every 10 minutes, on average, every 10 minutes. Okay. After its first halving, 210,000 blocks, after about roughly a 4-year period, the network, without any human intervention, without someone signing a piece of paper and issuing the edict to have the network cut its issuance in half, this is done without any human intervention. Nobody controls this. No one can stop this on planet Earth. No individual, no group, no institution, no nation state, no alien, if they do exist on other planes or dimensions, can actually stop this. Every 210,000 blocks, the issuance rate gets cut in half. So that 50 Bitcoin that was being made available to the world every 10 minutes got cut in half to 25. That was the first halving. The second halving, it got cut after another 210,000 blocks. It got cut to 12.2 to 12 and a half, right? So then it got cut to 6.25, and now after this halving this year, we are down to 3.125, right? So every 10 minutes now, exactly 3.125 Bitcoin is made available to the world. Now, there's a distinction that I want you to be aware of here. I don't want you to say, or I don't want you to look at this as Bitcoin is created. This is not true. All right. And I'm a stickler with this. So I will fight you tooth and nail. Do you understand on this point? Bitcoin is not created. The Bitcoin protocol started with 21 million, right? From day one. From day one, 21 million existed. That is not so, but what was not available was unissued Bitcoin. So we start off with 21 million, and every 10 minutes, 50 Bitcoin initially became available from the existing 21 million Bitcoin supply. There is no increase in the supply. There is no inflation rate. I wish I could grab every Bitcoiner out there talking about Bitcoin's inflation rate. I wish I could pull them by the ear, set them in a corner, and put a freaking dunce hat on top of them and try to explain to them that Bitcoin doesn't have an inflation rate. It has an issuance rate. It does not have an inflation rate because we started out with 21 million. You see, the concept of inflation only becomes relevant when the total supply is open-ended. Gold's total supply is open-ended, and roughly 2% to sometimes 3% a year of new gold is actually mined, discovered, and issued into the world. Because there is no cap to that. Because we don't know what the final number is, there is no final number. Gold is infinite in the universe. We have to use inflation as a metric to measure its new available supply. Inflation is only valid when you don't know the final number. When you have a final number, it becomes an issuance rate. Now, some of you might be saying, well, Oliver, okay, issuance, schmissuance, inflation, sminflation, whatever, you're talking semantics. But I'm telling you, this is not semantics. This is a very important point. This point changes your perspective. I believe this point corrects your perspective. All right. So every 10 minutes, new Bitcoin, unavailable Bitcoin, unissued Bitcoin becomes issued from the existing supply that we all know. If I start a donut store, a donut shop, okay? And on my first day, I start out with 50 donuts. My first day, doors open, I start out with 50 donuts. I sell 19 donuts out of the 50 donuts. I did not increase the supply. If I sell another 5 donuts, now I've sold 24 donuts. All right. I haven't increased the supply. If I now get to selling 40 donuts of the 50, I have not increased the supply. I'm not inflating donuts. I'm issuing the existing donuts. There's no freaking inflation. Do you understand? Okay. Now, Bitcoin would have an inflation rate over and beyond its stated and coded 21 million. That's when inflation begins. I'm a stickler on this, guys. Just excuse me, I'm a stickler. Don't ever mention that Bitcoin has an inflation rate to me. Right? It has an issuance rate. All right. Okay. We got that settled. Good. Now, let's get back to this. Every 4 years, that issuance rate is cut 4 years on average. It's actually not 4 years on the dot. It's 210,000 blocks. Okay. These blocks are roughly 10 minutes apart, which, if you calculate, comes up to roughly 4 years. Now, why did Satoshi choose 210,000 blocks, which roughly comes out based on 10-minute block times to roughly 4 years? Now, there's been a lot of speculation as to why didn't he do it every year? Why not have a halving every year? Shoot, why not have a halving every quarter? Why not cut the halving issuance rate every 5 years? Why not cut it every 10 years? What's so magical about 4 years? Well, let me give you my theory, okay? Athens, Greece, welcome. Let me give you my theory, guys. My theory is that I believe that it is not a mistake that Satoshi timed the halvings to be precisely before every US presidential election that takes place. I don't think that's a mistake. I don't think that anything that Satoshi Nakamoto did was just a coincidence. I don't believe that Satoshi Nakamoto and the word coincidence should ever be spoken in the same sentence. I don't believe that. I believe that everything was meticulously planned and decided on. And the fact that every halving occurs before the US presidential election time, I think is not by mistake. Now, this is not the only reason, in my opinion. The main reason, my theory, guys, the main reason is monetary debasement. The main reason is printing money, the money printer. And this also ties into the US presidential election. So let me explain very quickly, and then I'm going to show you something. You see, I want you to understand how beautiful the Bitcoin is in our lives and what it does for us. Many things, but I'm going to explain it in a certain way that I think might blow some of your minds. All right. If it does, I want to see the blow my mind emoji below. If this blows your mind, if it's like, Oliver heard that, okay, fine. Okay. But check this out. Every single time a new dollar comes into existence, Bitcoin's value goes up. Every single time. Do you understand this? Every time someone prints a new one, Bitcoin's value jumps. You print another new dollar, Bitcoin values jumps. Bitcoin is actually like a seesaw. It's literally the reverse. Now, I want you to understand this. Smoke on this for a bit, guys, right? So, every time a new dollar comes into existence, the overall value of all existing dollars that existed before the new one drops. Do you understand? So a new dollar is created, all existing dollars drop in value. If you print a bunch of new dollars, all existing dollars drop a lot more. You understand? So every new dollar drops the value of all the existing dollars. So you're working for dollars that are guaranteed to just drop in value, drop in value, drop in value. The moment you get a new dollar, the next new dollar drops your value. The next new dollar drops the value you just worked for. So the energy you put into that dollar is being waned away. Okay? So get this. Every new dollar drops the value of all existing dollars, right? The drop in the existing dollars raises the value of Bitcoin. So it actually ties monetary theft to our benefit. It turns the theft of our value, the theft of our time. It turns monetary debasement. It turns the money printer into our value proposition. It takes what has been negative for us decade upon decade, what has robbed us, what has stole from us, what has made us run like a hamster faster and faster every year for the same bullshit. All right. I have to run an extra hour to buy the same groceries this year. The next year, I have to run an extra hour to buy the same eggs, milk, bread. The next year, and this happen until I die. Every year, I have to run harder on the wheel like a freaking hamster for the same eggs, bread, milk, whatever. Right? So I have to run harder every year. It turns that mechanism, which was always a negative for us, into a positive. Now, you print a dollar, you raise Bitcoin. You lower the existing value of all dollars, you raise the value of Bitcoin. All right. Here is where the 4 years comes in. Let me show you. Smoke on this. All right. Now, you are looking at the purchasing power of the dollar from 1913 all the way to now. Okay. As you can see, printing new dollars has caused the value of the US dollar to consistently and persistently decline in purchasing power. Okay? Now, I want you to go to the left-hand side and I want you to see that big giant spike to the upside. See that big giant spike to the upside? That spike to the upside was an anomaly. That spike led to the US government enacting 6102, which was an act to take away the gold holdings of every single US citizen. It mandated an act called 6102, You can look this up on the internet, right? 6102, Act 6102. Read it. Some people use the word confiscation. The US government confiscated gold from every US citizen. Now, I think confiscation is too strong of a word because they did pay. But what they did is they said, listen, everyone, they had less than 30 days, guys, less than 30 days to bring all, they had less than 30 days to bring all, I will show you this, of the golds. I want to show you this. This is important. They had less than 30 days, guys, to bring let's see. I don't know if you can see this. Can I make it bigger? Let's see. Give me a second. Let me see if I can show it to you bigger here. Give me a minute. There we go. So read this, guys. They had less than 30 days, May 1st, 1933, all gold coin, all gold bullion, and gold certificates, all right, now owned by the, you have to send that to the Federal Reserve. You have less than 30 days. They enacted this on or before May 3rd. This was enacted April 5th. They didn't even go to May 5th to give you a full month. They went from April 5th to May 1st. You better have every ounce of gold. You better have every ounce of gold you are holding. That shit better be in the Federal Reserve. Otherwise, penalty up to $10,000 or 5 years in jail. Okay? Now, this is why some people use the term, all right, the US government confiscated gold from its citizens. Well, it did pay the US citizens for the gold. It paid them roughly $24 an ounce. All right? Between $21 and $24 an ounce. Okay? So they got payment for it. As soon as they got all the gold, all right, they immediately repriced gold. Imagine this. They just said, okay, we paid all of our US citizens $21 to $24 an ounce. We're going to reprice gold at $35. So as soon as they got it at 24, they repriced. It's one of the greatest thefts in human mankind. They repriced gold for the freaking world to 35, just like that. Okay, now, so now gold is worth 35. This increase from 24 to 35 is what got the US out of a lot of its debt. So it raised the value overnight of its gold holdings. It set the price at 35. That wiped out a chunk of debt. That allowed them to wipe out a chunk of debt. Sounds like cheating, right? Yes, I wish we could do that. My $100,000, I will now reprice at $1 million. As of this moment, my 100,000 is valued at $1 million. Yes. All right, we can't do that, but they did that. Okay. Crazy, right? This is insane. So I want to go back to this. And show you once again. I got to bring it up again. Give me a second. I bring it up again. See if I can get it this way. Boom. Okay. So I'm going to bring this back up here. And so that spike up there, that spike is the theft I'm speaking of. Some people say the confiscation, right? So it's the US taking all the gold from its US citizens, repricing, and you see this huge spike. Now, all right, it's cheating a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Since then, look at the dollar. Do you see any spikes? Oh, wait. I need someone to answer me. Since all the gold was taken and repriced. Do you see any spikes throughout the entire history after that of the purchasing power of the US dollar? Do you see any significant spikes since that point? Give somebody, just say yes or no. I just want to see while I take my sip here. Negative. Good. No. Now, get this. Get this. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. There never will be. Ever. Oliver, never say never. Sorry, I'm saying never, 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 never. You will never see a spike like that. Never. There will just be straight down forever until the dollar is no more. You can only do this once. Do you understand? You can only get away with this once. There will be no other spike. Your dollars will melt on you forever. Now, how does this all fit? Because there are little tiny itsy bitsy little pauses and spikes to the upside. You see, look at the tiny little itsy bitsy. Look at like in 1953, the little tiny baby little tiny spike to the upside. So you get these. Looking a little bit after 1980, you see a little kind of tapering off. There's no major spike to the upside ever again, but you do get, sometimes it slows down. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes it slows down, right? Sometimes you get a little itsy bitsy. Oh, look at the little baby, little spike up to the upside. You get a little spike sometimes, right? You get a little tapering sometimes, little bit. But here's the thing. I know I'm beating around the bush here, but check this out. Never has there been a little tiny blip or pause longer than 4 years. Are you starting to get what I'm thinking? Satoshi's like, wait a minute. If every time the dollar drops, Bitcoin goes up, I'm going to guarantee that every 4 years, Bitcoin is higher. Because every 4 years, even after a spike, even after a pause, the dollar's lower. At no time in history after this date has the dollar ever experienced a 4-year period and not be lower. It's experienced a 2-year period and not be lower. It's experienced a 1-year period and not be lower. Do you understand? But never a 4-year period. So I think Satoshi picked that time frame to say, you have a freaking 4-year guarantee that Bitcoin will be more valuable, will make you richer, will make you wealthier, will make you stronger, will make you more independent, will make you more free every 4 years of your life until you die and beyond, if you leave it to someone. This is a mathematical formula, guys, and it's a mathematical fact. Do you understand? That the debasement of the dollar raises the value of a capped, limited supply asset. And it raises all assets. It raises the value of homes. We know this. Because every 4 years there's more monetary debasement, the value of your homes, the value of real estate is up. So it's like a seesaw. So dollar down, real estate up. Dollar down, stocks up. Why are these things dollar down, these up? Why? Because these things are relatively scarce. So, for instance, some people say, Oliver, the stock market's not scarce. Well, stocks are kind of scarce. Let me tell you why. You can't go out and recreate an Apple overnight. You can't say, you know what? Oh, Apple was such a success. Let's have 50 of them. Scarcity. Okay. You're not creating a Google overnight. You're not spinning up another 100 Teslas. So there is an element of scarcity to these things. The problem is that they die. The problem is that the average S&P 500 company stock, the average lifespan is 18 years old. 18 years. Did you know that? Did you know that the average life of an S&P 500 company stock is only 18 years? Now, I'm not saying there aren't many that, I mean, Google is 28 years old. All right. Or no, not even. Google, yeah, maybe it's something along the lines of 27, 28 years. Don't quote me on the year, but it's close. 27, 28 years old. Google. All right, Apple's 1980. So Apple's almost 50 years old. Microsoft's a little bit younger than Apple. So yes, there are many. We're talking about the average is 18. So think about if the average 18 years is in the middle, is there a company today that lasts over 100 years? No. Oh, no. Amazon's not here in 100 years. Apple's not here in 100 years. I'm sorry. No. Tesla's not here in 100 years unless they get on a Bitcoin standard. But Bitcoin is here forever. Gold is here forever. So the problem with the scarcity of equities is that they have a short lifespan. That's the same problem with real estate. Real estate has some measure of scarcity. Its scarcity is less and less because we find ways to create land in the sea. Look at Dubai. We find ways to build higher than we ever have been. So we're building land in the sky higher and higher. We're building land further and further out in the sea. So its scarcity is being debased, but there's some measure of scarcity there. The problem with homes and structures in particular is that they have a short time span as well. If you search average life of a house, you're going to find that it's about 80 years. If you find the average lifespan of a building, all right, maybe you get to 90 years, 95 years, or whatever. So we're talking about average lifespan of a building is less than 100 years. Average lifespan of a house is 80 years. So think about saying, I'm getting this house and I'm going to pass it on to my children. And you've been living in the house for 40 years. You're passing on a dying asset. Do you understand this? That it's near its death. This is not the case with gold. It's not the case with Bitcoin. You're not so there. But my point is that there's a measure of scarcity to these things. That is why they go up as money is debased. So it's like a seesaw. Dollars drop, real estate up. Dollars drop, stocks up. Okay, dollar drop. You get the point. Why? So some people say, well, Oliver, does that mean that I should have my hands in everything, that all assets that go up with dollar debasement? Because you tell me that dollar debasement every 4 years is guaranteed to be down. That's right. Every 4 years, you have new lows. Every 4 years, there's new lows. This is what I'm saying. There's new lows in the purchasing power every 4 years, not every 2 years, not every 1 year, but every 4 years, you're making a new low. This is what Satoshi Nakamoto understood. So every 4 years, if the dollar's purchasing power is making a new low, every 4 years, Bitcoin should be making a new, all right, repeat that. Someone type for me. Anyway, I know you know it. Just indulge me, okay? If every 4 years, the purchasing power of the dollar is making a new low, that means Bitcoin every 4 years should be making a new. Talk to me. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Yes. Man, keep stacking. That's right. Making a new high. Wait, you guys are. I want to get Mark the first one here. Every 4 years, purchase. Look at the chart. I'm not making this up. Every 4 years, the purchasing power makes a new low, which means that every 4 years, Bitcoin's going to make a new high. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. Articles written negative about Bitcoin can't stop it. No nation state can stop it. No organization, no anything can stop it. Oh, Oliver, what about war? War can't stop it. Recession can't stop it. Depression can't stop it. Nothing can stop this. It's freaking mathematically built into the freaking protocol. Bitcoin is maths. 1 + 1 = 2 in war, in peace, in recession, in depression. 1 + 1 = 2, no matter who writes an article, no matter who's the president of the United States, no matter which party is running the House and the Senate. It doesn't matter, these things. Satoshi tied it to something guaranteed. Every 4 years, purchasing power makes a new low. I'm going to tie this shit to that and guarantee that every 4 years is a new high. So guys, think about what this means. You can increase who you are with absolute certainty every 4 years of your life. Every 4 years of your life, if you do this right, you can be richer, wealthier, more independent, more free. You can have more options, bigger than he was before, better than you were before, better, stronger, faster. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. You remember that? $6 Million Man. Anybody? I know I'm dating myself. Anybody remember that? Steve Austin, the $6 Million Man. Better. We will rebuild him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. Every 4 years, you're like the $6 Million Man. It's freaking mind-blowing to me. We have never had something with this mathematical certainty. Do you know why? Because everything else we've ever had in history has been created and totally controlled by human beings. Everything is controlled by human beings. That is why it has always failed us. Human beings will always fail us. They will always fuck it up. They always. Every human being in your life has failed you at one particular point or the other and won't stop. Every politician's failed you. Every president, every this, they all fuck it up. This is the first asset that is not run by a single human being. In fact, not only is Bitcoin not run by human beings, it actually pays human beings. It's the boss. How are them apples? It has a freaking pay schedule. I pay out this amount every 10 minutes. You want to work? Want to get paid? Join the hash rate war. Come on, let's go. I'll pay you. You don't even have to sign any documents. There's no acceptance. Anybody can work for me. Is there another network that you know of that is paying human beings? No. Is there another network that runs all by itself, no human intervention whatsoever, does its thing on point every single time? Every 2016 blocks, it does a difficulty adjustment. Every 2010, every 10 minutes more or less, it produces a new block. Every 2010 blocks, it cuts its issuance in half. None of this is being operated, controlled by human beings. And it has a pay schedule all the way out to 2140. It literally said to human beings, here's your pay schedule. You want to work? You need a job? It's crazy. Guys, it's just freaking mind blowing. And so we doubt this because it's like, Oliver, it can't be this certain, can it? But it is. It can't be this exact, can it? It is. But how? It's maths. It's mathematics. Mathematics, they don't change. Math doesn't change. It doesn't matter whether you have war. This is why people say, Oliver, this cycle could be different. No, 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 no. Bozo alert. Oliver, this cycle might be different because of war. Bozo alert. Oliver, this cycle might be, well, if the Republicans don't get in, we're not going to new highs. Bozo alert. This is all dunce stuff, guys. If you understand that it's a seesaw, if purchasing power is going to a new low, Bitcoin's going to a new high. That's all you need to know. And let me tell you something. It has never not been so. Never. It's crazy, right? It's freaking wild. 21. Did I say something wrong? Yes, it's 2140. Yes. Maybe I said the year wrong. I'm sorry. Yes. And as Bitcoin has its pay schedule all the way out to 2140. If I said that wrong, I apologize. All right, 2140. I said 2040. Yeah, 2140. Now, just in case some of you aren't aware of this, right? Just in case you're not aware of this, let me show you. Let me show you the pay schedule, just in case you want to work. You want to work? Okay. Let's show you the pay schedule. Let's take a look at the pay schedule so you know what you're going to get paid. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. You need a job or something? A little on the dark side here, huh? You need a job? All right. Let's get your job here. There you go. There's your pay schedule right there. You see it? All the way out to 2136. That's the last halving, but remember, every halving is 4 years. So after the bottom one, 2136, that last halving, there's 4 more years of producing a payment for you. So look at where we are. Well, this is old, guys. The circle is around 2020 in this one, but we're now in the halving 2024. Look at how early you are. But Oliver, I've missed Bitcoin because it's $63,000. I'm late. No, dude, you don't judge late by that. You judge where you are by this. Take a look again. This is how you judge where you are. Look at where you are. Are you picking up what I'm laying down, guys? All right. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Oh, instead of swag, we were waiting for you. We haven't started yet, man. We're just warming up, waiting for you. Glad you're here, man. No, I'm teasing. Watch the recording, dude. Watch the recording, man. Yes, you're picking it up. Because I'm laying it down. You should be down here picking it up. Pick that shit up. You know, pick it up. You should be down here picking it up and stuff. Pick it up. Oh, Oliver just laid another gem down here. Pick it up. You pick up this one. Let me pick up that one. All right. It's dropping gems. Crazy guys. Yeah. All right. Can't read it, but just guys, just Google Bitcoin issuance schedule. All right. Just Google Bitcoin issuance schedule. Then click on the images tab and you'll see all kinds of image renditions of the entire pay schedule. Okay? Bitcoin issuance schedule. Do it. Got it? So let me summarize this here. It's 1,500 people here. I really appreciate you showing up without much advance notice. I appreciate that. Never take it for granted. All right, guys. So look, let's summarize here. Oh, I got freaking, there's one last thing I got to show you here, guys. I got to do it. I'm sorry. I got to do this. Give me a second. I want to show you money supply. Take a look at this. You want to smoke on something? Smoke on this. All right. Look at that thing. That is the money supply. It's just a perpetual going up. So remember, every time you increase the money supply, listen to me carefully. Every time you increase the money supply, right? You are devaluing all the existing dollars. So you're making the purchasing power drop. So this line going up is dropping your value, right? It looks pretty scary, right? Oh, but let me show you the real picture. Shall we? Shall we look at the real picture? Shall we? Okay, let's go. All right, let's look at the real picture. All right. Here we go. Uh-oh. 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 That is freaking insane. Now, I'm going to show you something here. This is crazy, right? What I'm about to show you is crazy. Check this out. Check this out. So, this is wild, guys. This is wild. If you take a look at this, you see this little pause there? That happened, right, during the 1990s. That was the last time I think the budget was balanced or something like that during the Clinton administration. But then you swooshed. Now look at this similar pause. I am telling you, guys, what's about to happen here. What is about to happen? This shit's about to go ballistic. You understand? That's about to go ballistic. What the heck happened? Why is my camera? Oh, my browser's lost connection. There we go. I'm back. All right. So that's crazy, right? That's freaking crazy. Now, I want you to see, I'm going to blow this up a little bit for you. All right. I want you to see this. Check this out. Blow this up. Let's get rid of this. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you this. Now, I want you to note, let's get rid of all these markings here. I want you to note where the money supply peaked. So I'm going to do that like this. Horizontal line. See the peak here? Boom. No, I did that wrong. That's wrong. I want a horizontal line. I want a vertical line. All right, check this out. Vertical line right here. So here's the peak. And then that's February 2022, right? When do we start going back up? Right here. So let me show you. Let's do it again. Vertical. We start moving back up right here. That's it. You gave us a year. We got a year break. Not 4 years, never. Satoshi made this thing 4 years. Do you understand? Satoshi made the cycles, in my opinion, every 4 years, because that's the guarantee that this is at a new time, all-time new high. So money supplies at a new high every 4 years. Monetary debasement, purchasing power goes to a new low every 4 years, and Bitcoin goes to a high every 4 years. It's all freaking tied together. Now, that's wild. That's amazing. And that's a confidence booster, no? So, check this out. My last comment to you, my last talk to you is this. Bitcoin is the antithesis of the entire system. It does not operate on the same rails. This is why every time you try to say, well, you know, Bitcoin needs this to move, you don't get it. Bitcoin doesn't need anything from the existing system to move. I know that sounds wild because all of our lives, we've only known how to deal with things in the system. This is outside the system. It's not running on the same rails. It doesn't run by the same rules. It doesn't run by human beings. Do you understand? So when you say, well, war can stop it, you don't get it. When you say, well, you know, we need some favorable policies from politicians, Bitcoin doesn't need favorable policies from politicians. Oh, well, you know, if retail doesn't come back in the market, we're not going to new high. Bitcoin doesn't need retail. Bitcoin doesn't need institutions. Bitcoin is the best performing asset without a single major institution in it for 15 freaking years. It's the best. It outperformed everything in the history of the world with no institutional adoption. It needs institutions? Really? It doesn't need anything from the existing system. But here's the amazing thing. Because it is literally set up to be the opposite of the system that hurts us, every time a new dollar comes into existence, you raise the value of Bitcoin. So now there's no hurt. Every time a politician lies, Bitcoin's value goes up. Every time there is fraud committed against you and me, Bitcoin's value goes up. Every time we're stolen from, Bitcoin's value goes up. Every time something wrong is directed toward us, toward you, Bitcoin's value goes up. Bitcoin is tied to make the system's negatives into a positive for us. It's literally designed to be the opposite. Do you understand? Now, you got to be careful because when you really understand this, you will start hoping that nothing improves. That's a dangerous mindset. Don't be like that. I don't want human productivity stolen by a small group of men, but that's what happens. That causes Bitcoin's value to go up. I don't want a systematic 2 to 4% every single year of my value and your value being stolen so that a small group of men can have it. I don't want that. But now we have not only something that offsets that, but exponentially increases our value. You want to press that button that used to hurt me? Press it and watch Bitcoin become more powerful, more invincible just because you pressed it. You want to commit fraud against me like you've always done, keep going and watch Bitcoin become bigger, stronger, faster, more powerful, more invincible. You want to debase me? You want to steal from me? You want to confiscate from me? Keep it up and watch Bitcoin take you out. It's literally tied to all the insults that we've had to suffer from. It's on the opposite end of that seesaw. And so now we have an escape, but only for those right now who really get it, who understand what this represents, who understands what it is. Free, open, permissionless, global, no filling out documents, handing them in to some white dude in a three-piece suit on the other side of the desk with spectacles looking over. I'm not sure you sort of meet the requirements of our bank. None of that bullshit anymore. I can send Bitcoin to any human being on earth without someone getting in between it. Do you realize, guys, that you can't send a single dollar without the permission of another man? Think of how much you are a slave. Think about this. If you want to send your cousin money from the United States, your cousin lives in London. Do you know how many permissions you have to get from other men? You're not in control of your money. You know the permission you need? You need, but Oliver, I PayPal it over. Well, PayPal is giving permission. Venmo is in between you and whoever and is providing permission. Zelle is in between your transactions, providing permission. There is always someone silent between you and your money cannot move without the permission of another man, unless it's Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin kicks other men out of our affairs. Do you understand? It brings us back freedom and the independence and the other manhood that's rightfully ours. I don't need a permission of another man to move money, to move my value, to send it here or to receive it. Our whole lives have been co-opted, and Bitcoin's here to free us from that. All right? Why you got to be white, man? All the ones I sat across were white, man. I can only speak from my experience. They were always white, and they always had three-piece suits, and they were all like, you either had two types: fat, overweight, or real slim and in shape. They were always on the opposite ends of the spectrum. All right. I love it, man. Listening during my workout, powerful stuff. Awesome, man, Michael. What are you working out, man? What are you working out? Yeah. Truth, Deborah. Yeah, truth. All right, guys. So I just wanted to share that with you. I have to admit to you, it's theoretical. It's my theory. But even if I'm wrong on the theory, I'm right on the fact that Bitcoin is guaranteed to be at all-time new highs because purchasing power is guaranteed to be at all-time new lows every 4 years. So guys, think about this. Think about how you can plan and make yourself 4 years from today. I know without a shadow of a doubt that whatever I put in now, 4 years from now, is at all-time new highs. 4 years from now is higher. By a lot, not by a little, by a lot. So I can be guaranteed of this. You want to just test it. 4 years ago, 2020, on this date, we were around 10,000. We are now 63,000. 4 years from last time, this date, we were around 10,000. Now, 4 years, the same date, we're at 63. Do you understand? So 4 years from now, we should be a lot higher. Okay, a lot higher than 63. It's mathematically guaranteed. So think about what you can plan. For the first time now, you can plan with certainty. If I sock into this now, I'm socking in for 4 years from now. I don't care what happens in between. Just 4 years from now, dramatically higher. I can change my life in 4 years. All I got to do is give this 4 years. All I got to do is that. I got to be diligent. I can't let the vagaries that happen in between, the so-called volatility, the FUD, the articles of this and of that, my parents, my relatives calling me stupid, calling me dumb, I can't let that bother me. But if I go to work for 4 years, I can change my entire life in 4 years. It's crazy. You give university 4 years. You give your relationships 4 years, all your other relationships 4 years. You give your 401k more than 4 years. You give your IRA 4 years. You give your employer 4 years. You give your kids 4 years. You give your spouse 4 years more. So, dude, just give Bitcoin 4 years. Watch it change your life. Well, it did mine, and it did everyone else's too. All right? All right, Sean. Sean, the man. Thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys, look. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All right? I don't know whether you're coming in from early morning. I think maybe Sean is. Early morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. All right. Thank you for joining. I've always made a promise to myself that every single time I'm given the honor to speak to you from a mic, a podium, wherever, I really try very hard to leave something behind that is thought-provoking, that will make you think beyond this session, something that potentially can affect the rest of your life. I hope I've done that here today. But if I haven't, if I failed, I'll get better next time. I promise you, every single time, I'm going to be better. All right, guys, ciao for now. Boom. I'm going to go grab something to eat, man. Woo. Boom. Ciao. My name is Oliver Velez, and I am your 13%er Bitcoiner. Be safe out there, and until next time. Boom.